sure we've all seen all the news outlets, all the articles happening on Instagram and so forth. Why don't you hire your own private armed security?
2025 has been the hardest year so far for this business. People, not throwing shade on anybody, but a lot of these stores out there, I won't name names, you're selling fake shoes, you're selling fake clothes, you're selling fake Labubus.
How much do you think estimately in total you've lost?
$500,000.
Where do you see the store in 5 years?
As of now, I will not be resigning next year just because of all the theft. Is it even worth it? What's up guys, it's Ryan from the Galleria. We're outside the store right now. This video is gonna be an absolute banger, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This video is gonna be about the ins and outs of owning a sneaker business, the ups and downs. In 2025, is it even worth it to have a storefront inside a mall? I'm gonna be talking about all the bills, employees, theft, insurance, rent, everything you can think of. I'm gonna be 100% transparent and honest. You see a lot of BS online. I'm gonna be giving you guys a blueprint, and you guys let me know down below. Does it sound like it's worth it? Furthermore, let's get into this video.
All right, so Ryan,
Let me hear it.
I'm sure we've all seen all the news outlets, all the articles happening on Instagram and so forth. However, what are some of the biggest complications you've come across during 2025 for the Galleria?
Man, this is a really big question that we're gonna tackle today. I'm sure a lot of you guys may be store owners yourself, or you may even own a business with yourself. In 2025, the biggest complication is gonna be theft. Within the mall, it's been the worst year to date. We've been open in 2021 all the way up to 2025. We've never taken more losses than this year, guys. I'm talking someone just walking in, they take a left shoe, Kobe Italian 6 right here, you guys know, look it up. $400 or $500 shoe depending on the size. They take the left shoe, what can we do with the right? It doesn't make no sense. I don't know what they're doing with it. Maybe you guys know better than me, but we're losing $400 or $500 in the blink of an eye. We got these clothing displays up here. This last time, 10 people walked in on 2 of us. Absolutely absurd that we even have to deal with this. They come in, they take all these t-shirts on this side, and they take all the t-shirts and hoodies on that side. You guys do the math, thousands of dollars just lost within the blink of an eye. And 2 is not enough to defend against 10 people, guys. So precautionaries that we've been taking, and honestly, I've been taking this since we first opened because I knew, theft would play a role. I just didn't know that it was gonna get this bad. In 2025, it's just been the worst. We're staying afloat, but throughout this video, I'll explain to you, how maybe you can help yourself and how we've been helping ourselves. So we have everything locked up right now. For example, this Gucci shirt right here. It's a 3XL, it's a $180 shirt. We have it for a good deal, but thieves know that that shirt, a retail price, is an $800, $900 item. So sometimes they'll send people in, they'll scope it out, write things down. I've seen it with my own eyes. People kind of documenting and, forecasting what they're gonna come in, when they come in. So these people, you'll see it in the video beforehand too. We have Bathing Ape, we have Essentials, Spider merch, very expensive merchandise.
And that's exactly what a group of thieves had their eyes on. Not to buy, but to bag. On Wednesday, surveillance cameras captured a chaotic smash and grab inside Ryan Higuera's Galleria Montclair, a high-end sneaker and leisure wear boutique tucked inside the Montclair Place Mall. A crew of 9 swarmed the store in a hit that was as bold as it was sloppy, with thieves smashing, grabbing, and stumbling out the door.
They kind of knew what they were targeting already. They were going for the Solly, the SDL, a lot of the higher end Nikes. But they can't take any of this stuff. They didn't take any of this stuff because they know that it is impossible to take because it's all wired up. And some of them got pepper sprayed actually. So we held up our own pretty nice as well. So yeah, we got a lot of the t-shirts, a lot of the hoodies, expensive garments right here. Everything's wired up. So none of that got took. But it was more just silly, high schoolers looking for problems. Police are gonna get you, man, so don't be stealing from people, because life is always 360, it always comes back to you. But that is the biggest challenge we have been facing in 2025. This last time, it was over $10,000 worth of damaged goods.
So adding a little bit onto that question, everyone wants to know, how does it go about when you file a claim through insurance? Do you run it through insurance? Why don't you hire your own private armed security? Kind of just take us a walkthrough through all that.
Okay, for sure. Let's tackle that question. So the first part of your question was how do you handle it through insurance, right? So I'll give you guys another example, right? This shoe right here is Jackie Robinson Dunk. Goes for about $400 to $450 depending on the size as well. If someone just takes one shoe and they run out, the business just has to take the loss itself, because the way insurance works, it sounds horrible, but you really have to get robbed in order for it to make sense to file a claim with insurance, because there's these things called deductibles, and my deductible is, I think $1,000 per claim. So if someone took a $400 shoe, I have to pay the insurance $1,000 just to refund me. And you guys could do the math right there. It just doesn't make sense financially to do that. But let's say if someone took 10 shoes from this wall and every shoe was $300 to $400, then you're looking at $3,000 to $4,000 in losses, and that would make sense to call the insurance so they can reimburse you. The difference of, that money. Same token, when you call the insurance and you file these claims, the next year when you renew your contract, they look at your numbers and they're like, hey, for example, we could use this. Hey, the Galleria was robbed 10 times last year, right? I'm just throwing out a number. We don't want to do business with the Galleria because we charged the Galleria this much, but we forked out this much to pay their losses this year. And, they're in the business of making money too, but it doesn't make sense for them to cover us, to pay us out, let's just say $10,000 when I was only paying them $5,000 for the year. Those aren't the right numbers, but I'm just giving you guys an example, why, you could put yourself in their shoes too. Why are we going to pay someone $10,000, if they're only paying us $5,000? It just doesn't make sense mathematically. So that's why a lot of the times when these small businesses or even big corporations, when people take, small things, candy bars, t-shirts, sweaters, they take one at a time. It really doesn't make sense unless someone takes a bunch of shoes or a bunch of clothes or bunch of bear bricks or anything of that nature. In order to, combat that, sometimes businesses like myself, we've definitely been, robbed a couple of times of just like one hat or one beanie or, one Labubu or something super small to where it doesn't make sense, and I kind of just have to take the hit. Obviously, those hits add up. 2025 has been the hardest year so far for this business. In terms of private security, it just doesn't make sense financially for the business. I'll show you guys over here. We've been open for about 4 years now, and I've always tried to keep prices pretty fair. I'm sure you guys have seen it pretty much everywhere in the world. When companies take huge losses in terms of like robbery and theft, they pass on the cost to the consumer. When you're passing on the cost to the consumer, consumers don't want to pay that, guys. And in a time like right now where, I'll give this one for example. Shoes, they're not the hottest thing right now. So if you're selling this for $350 and you get robbed and the insurance calls you and they're like, hey, we'll insure you this year, but your premium is going to go up $5,000. You have to factor in those costs. And this shoe that was $350 on your shelf just turned into a $400 shoe to make up for those costs. If customers aren't even buying it at $350, what makes you think they're going to buy it at $400? So we have 2 employees at all times, and then now we have someone, out front. But private security, armed security, I was getting quotes in California. They ran from about $35 to $50 an hour. You do the math, 7 days a week, 11 to 8 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. closing. You're spending about an extra $7,000 a month for private security, and it's just not something I want to do, passing on the cost over to, the consumer. We try to, we're a mom and pop shop, try to keep the prices low. But if I'm paying $7,000 to a private security, it's really hard to stay afloat in business. And on top of it, it's more frustrating. I know another question you may have behind the screen is, you guys are inside a mall. Does a mall not provide security with you? There's multiple stores. Sephora, Bath and Body Works, you have Pandora right there. Do these stores not have security? The thing is, in California, guys, nobody helps you. You can't put your hands on nobody. If you're going to shoot somebody, you better have a clear shot, and there better be a great reason why you're going to shoot that person. I hope none of you guys are ever in that situation or that position, but just for us, for example, Sephora, they get robbed multiple times a month. I see it with my own eyes. We're right across from them. If you guys have been here, you guys know Sephora is right across from us. It's really hard on the business to not only pay the rent, pay the employees, pay all the utilities, and then hire, another private security guard on top to fork over another $7,000 in the state of California. It just doesn't make much sense financially. That is why we don't have private security. I'm on this lease for another year. We'll see how the rest of the year plays out. As of now, I will not be resigning next year just because of all the theft. It doesn't make sense. We can go online and do everything that we do online. But at the same token, I have, and all the employees have spent a lot of time here building this store. You guys can see it. We'll show you guys some before and after pictures. How much we put into the store. It's just a lot of time, and just to close down over some robberies, it's just not going to take us down. So I really don't want to, but if the numbers don't add up and the mall doesn't help us out, next year on the contract basis, and we're for sure not going to be here. But yeah, the mall doesn't have security either. You can go into a mall right now and you can steal whatever you want. Nobody's going to do anything for you. They're pretty useless, man. Security in the mall is useless.
So
It's just 100% honest.
to keep it more in depth, basically mall security can't do absolutely anything.
They're useless, man. You can go walk into a store right now. If you want to walk into Foot Locker, take 6 things off the shelf, you run away. They can't run after you. What? They're going to call police? Police takes 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes just to even get here.
So they're basically there to only observe, report,
correct.
absolutely nothing else.
Correct. 100% correct. You took the words right out of my mouth. The security and all malls across California, I would say. I don't know, in other states what the laws are, but in California, they don't do anything for you. We're all alone to defend for ourselves. And that's, as honest and transparent as I can be. If you're looking to open up a store, just know these are the things that you're going to have to deal with in the state of California alone. I have some friends in Texas and Florida that they're allowed to carry on them during mall hours. And it just seems like it's helping a lot more in those states. But, in California, it's not helping at all. So that's kind of, what I have to deal with right now. It's really hard on the business. I've just taken the losses for myself. These last 2, I did call in the insurance because they were, over the $10,000 mark. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. We put in extra precautions to make sure that doesn't happen again. But that's just me being straightforward with you guys.
When was the official date you opened the Galleria?
We opened on November 17th of 2021.
What would you say were hot sellers back then that you'll be selling every day compared to things that are selling now?
Yeah, so I'm sure everyone can agree that was selling shoes or was even into shoes in around 2020, 2021. This one, hottest sneaker out. Panda Dunk, easily going for about $300 to $400. We would sell maybe 5 to 10 pairs a day in store. Now, we have them at a whopping $115 retail, and we don't sell any. So nobody's even into this shoe anymore. Everybody hates this shoe. They say it's the worst shoe ever created. And sneakerheads would burn this shoe if they saw it on anybody's feet these days. So nobody's into this shoe, but it definitely made the store a ton of money when it came out. I'll just put it that way. A ton of money, guys. I mean, you get in it for retail, 80, 90 bucks back then because Nike pricing was not a $115 retail, but then they raised it up. Yeah, you were making maybe $300 on top of a shoe. Maybe you sell, 10 pairs a week, 20 pairs a week. You do the math, 20 times 300 on top. What is that? Let me know, chat. So, to now, Panda Dunks on sale. This whole store was just sneakers. We had one rack of clothing right here. We'll pop it up. And one rack right here, and this right here was a photo wall for customers to take pictures on, and kind of we just tagged them on Instagram to support us and hopefully get some more followers like that. All of these were sneakers, and then on this side as well, all of this was shoes. This wall, and this wall was not clothes at all, and this wall we had one rack of clothes. So we just changed the whole storefront from 2021 to 2025. We really don't even sell shoes anymore. We navigated and switched our whole platform to pretty much clothing, hats, and Labubus. A lot of people are into different trends. It's very normal. Fashion is very cyclical, so something that's hot 1 year is not going to be worse, not going to be hot the next year, but maybe 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, it'll be back in trend. People, not throwing shade on anybody, but everything's a trend. So nobody really has their own, self-identity. If someone's wearing a Panda Dunk, let's just say Kim Kardashian wears a Panda Dunk, a million of our followers are going to want Panda Dunks too. And then those million people will influence another million people and another million people. And the list goes on to wear the same exact thing. So I'm sure you can see a lot of men and women, in the sneaker industry now, they pretty much wear the same clothes or the same style. The style right now that was not popular maybe a year or two ago, I would say, is like super baggy. So if you walk into like a Zara, everything is super baggy pants, super baggy t-shirts. Balenciaga makes everything super baggy. Nothing's fitted, and they wear like boots or Rick Owens. A lot of designer stuff is in trend now. A lot of people navigated away from like 4s and 3s, 11s. There's going to be those, hardcore sneakerheads of people that just can't buy that $1,000 pair of Rick Owens or Louis Vuitton sneakers, and then they translate into, wearing, a lower end tier shoe, like a Nike Dunk, something like that. So some people might buy something like that just to stay in the game, but some people might also as well buy that higher end sneaker because they can't afford it. So the Galleria completely changed, everything that we were doing. Clothes. You see over there, nothing but clothes. So it's a whole trending thing. You know, we're going to keep up to date with these trends in order to stay in business. Right now, we are in Q2 of 2025. Numbers are still looking profitable for sure. But in comparison to 2021, those numbers were astronomically higher. You know, a surgeon shoe used to be $300 and now it's $100. So the numbers definitely do rotate, but you know, me being a store owner and the employees, we bounce back and feedback on one another, and we see, you know, what's more in trend, what's more on par with what our consumers are looking for in the market these days. So yes, I would say 80% of our sales are going to be coming from Labubus, hats, and clothing, whether that clothing is puffers, sweatsuits, pants, t-shirts, a really hot brand right now. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I've talked a lot about it. Asali, we're retailers for them. It's one of the hottest brands out right now. SDL, we carry their jeans as well. Every single size because we have to be stocked up. And one of the hotter sellers too right now is the SDL hoodies. Bathing Ape is also one of those things that we carry a lot of. I just got back from Japan, so I brought back a lot of items for myself to sell at the store. Definitely some really hot movers right now. A lot of people are interested in those items. Some brands do stay in style, some, you know, go out of style real fast. I would say right now we're in a period of very fast fashion, you know, especially with the economy right now. People are looking, you know, for that lower tier budget. So if they don't have their pockets full, we gotta, you know, decrease our prices as well and look for options to present to customers so they can still shop and, you know, be happy at the same time.
So obviously with businesses and so forth, you're going to win, you're going to lose, you're going to have great months, bad months. How much do you think estimately in total you've lost with replicas, with market dropping your inventory, robberies and so forth?
I would say number one on that list. I know robberies is definitely up there, but you guys would be surprised. Replicas are killing the game, guys. I'm talking about if you go on StockX right now, that Essentials hoodie that we got for retail, which is $120 plus tax and shipping, you know, tax on itself, it's going to be around $150. You could go on StockX right now and probably buy it for like 30 or 40 bucks. Another example, this spider hoodie right here, retail, $220 plus tax and shipping. Comes out to about $240. You can find it probably on the website somewhere for maybe $40, $50, $60 for a replica hoodie. And a lot of these kids, you know, just everybody out there, it seems like nobody cares these days. TikTok is killing the game in terms of mass producing these items, and people can get them within the blink of an eye, whether it be a DHgate rep, an Alibaba rep, or even something off of Discord. There's a lot of plugs out there selling that one-to-one stuff. Essentials for $40, vape tees for $40, fake spider hoodies for $40. Over there, we just got that restock of the pink denim tears hoodie. Online, guys, we got receipts for everything at the Galleria. I think that's a consigner. He actually works here. He paid $220 plus tax and shipping. Almost came out to about $250 rounding up retail. You could go on a website right now and get a rep maybe for $40, $50 and a good quality one too. I can tell the difference, but you know, some people out there, they're getting scammed too. A lot of these stores out there, I won't name names. You know who you are. You're selling fake shoes. You're selling fake clothes. You're selling fake Labubus to the public. You're selling them. You're scamming people. You're not being honest. Here at the Galleria, we're transparent. Everything is 100% authentic. I would say at least $500,000 lost within the replica market. I'll show you guys over here. If you want to follow me. You see that dunk section right there? That's the kids ones. All of this used to be dunks. Now we just have a small section of dunks right here too. Why? Because this shoe is being replicated for about $20 to $30 now on the aftermarket. I think even on StockX, brand new, you can go buy this for like 40, 50 bucks plus tax and shipping. Doesn't even come over to 100 bucks. So when people come into the Galleria and they look at this for 115, we get the, you're taxing. You got denim tears for over 300, you're taxing. You got essentials for over 100, you're taxing. Why? Because other stores, they sell that foo-foo stuff that these people are buying, that foo-foo, that doo-doo. We don't sell none of that, guys. None of that. Zilch, not tolerated here. People try to come sell us fakes. I tell them no. They're like, oh, I got it from this store. I'm like, go get your money back. That's not my problem. Chopped cheese, chopped liver. It's bad stuff. We don't sell it, guys. 100% honest, 100% transparent. Best customer service. You need it, we will get it. If we don't have it, we gonna get it. I would say another huge loss that people kind of underestimate, guys. They really underestimate it. Hear me out on this one. Fake Labubus. The biggest one going around right now. I call them the foo-foos. Sergio, can you hand me a Labubu box? Actually, hand me that one out. Hand me the one, that Labubu that's out. Right there, the have a seat one. Thank you, my good friend, Sergio. He'll be in there. He'll be in there. You see him. Say what's up. The fake Labubus, you could turn their heads, they pop off, the body goes off. The real one, right? Real deal, Holyfield. Nothing wrong with it. You could kick it, you could punt it, you could throw it to the ceiling and back. Nothing will happen because they're real, guys. They're real. People selling these things fake. $25, $30. The Galleria doesn't do that. We sell the real ones. But then we tell them $45 and they're like, you guys are taxing. Come on. I don't want to hear it. We sell real product. You want to get the fake ones? You want to buy them off someone off the street at the Pomona swap meet next to a hole? That's your fault. Galleria, only the real deal. Make sure you don't buy a fake, whether it's Spider, Denim Tears, Bape, Asali, Cough Syrup, Denim Tears, other brands out there, guys. Make sure you don't get got. Go to the Galleria. Everything's authentic.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hi,
What's
nice
your name?
to meet you as well. My name is Alyssa.
So, Alyssa, how long have you been working at the Galleria? Also, how did you get started?
I have been working at the Galleria for almost 2 years now, and it's kind of a funny story how I started working here. So another employee here named Aiden, me and him worked together at a different job before we worked here, and he was gonna apply here, and he told me that it was a better pay, better environment, just a better place to work. So I applied with him, and then I ended up getting the job instead of him. So it kind of sucked, but it's okay, because a couple months later, like 3 months later, I ended up getting him the job here by convincing Ryan to hire him. So it all worked out. We're all really good friends that work here.
So, Alyssa, what do you do here exactly at the Galleria?
My role here at the Galleria is pretty much social media. I do a lot of the TikToks, the Reels, and just like the marketing things to get people into the store. I've been doing a lot of the inventory too. I do all the books, the inventory. I switch out the shoes, things like that. And it is all guys that work here. So I am having to constantly pick up after all the boys. But yeah, I kind of have like a lot of different roles in this at the store.
So what is something that you do not do here? Something that's off limits for you to do?
Probably buying shoes. I'm not the best at buying shoes. I'll always like send a picture to Ryan or Aiden just to get like an estimate or to see if the shoe looks legit. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable like playing with someone else's money, because then if it comes back and it's not real, it's all on me. So I don't really like messing with that stuff, but that's kind of it. I do have the boys clean the bathroom though. I don't clean the bathroom at all and take out the trash.
So how do you like working here, Alyssa? And tell me, what is the environment like?
I love working here. This is definitely my favorite job, and it's just such a good environment. It's like we're all friends that work here, and we're all like really close to each other. Even in like the hard times of like getting robbed and stuff like that, I feel like we all come together. The last time we got robbed, just the cases were destroyed and there's glass everywhere, and Ryan called me up. I came here immediately. He came here immediately. We were all with Aiden and just kind of helped each other clean up the store, and it was like a bittersweet thing, because you kind of take a moment to look at like what it is, and you're kind of like, dang, like we always come together and help each other out. So I think that's really good to have at a work environment, just because of how strong and close we are with each other.
You said that you run most of the social media. What do you feel sets you apart or the Galleria apart from other stores, making people want to come shop?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like being really consistent, and that's with any social media platform, and when you're consistent, it engages it on the feed, and so you're more likely to end up on someone's For You page or the Explore page or things like that. And honestly, kind of just keeping up to date with the trends, seeing what's new on TikTok, seeing what audios are good, and then when we do like skits for our Instagram, kind of just seeing what's funny, seeing what's new, what's out there, and just kind of riding the wave of what the customers want.
All right, so after talking with Alyssa, man, Ryan, where do you see the store in 5 years? Where is the longevity of the Galleria? How is it looking like for you?
Every business should have a 5-year plan, guys. That's your goals, your ambition. What are you gonna do in 5 years? Where do you wanna take the company? You're not just supposed to show up every day and just go to work. You're supposed to work towards something. 5-year plan, whether it be monetary, whether it be another location, whether it be quadrupling the size of your employees. Whatever your goal is, that's your goal. You're more than welcome to have your own goal. My goal personally, I would like to scale this business to 2 locations. I want to stay inside this mall, but I also want to go to another mall, whether that be Ontario Mills or Victoria Gardens. I think with our pricing and the authenticity of our clothes, it's very competitive with other stores and that sell the same things. So I think we can be great in terms of the competition field. In terms of employees, we got 6 that work here right now. I want to triple that size as well. In revenue, I want to do about $5 million every single year. That's my 5-year goal. With all the replicas, with the theft, and all the other speed bumps along the road, it's going to be very challenging to get to that. But if you do not set goals, for your business, I don't think you should own a business. A lot of people kind of just brush it off and they think it's, cool to have a storefront. Hey, it's cool. We just throw up a bunch of shoes on the shelf and, they'll come and sell themselves. Guys, it takes more than that. You have to have great hospitality. You have to have great customer service, competitive pricing, great ads. It all ties together. Put it together, make your business work. It's not going to be on day 1. It might not even be on day 100. It might not even be on day 1,000. But you keep putting in the steps, you keep working hard, everything's going to come together, and you're going to achieve your goals. We're super thankful for all the support here, guys. We would not be in business without every single one of you guys. Whether you watch a video, you shared a video, you liked a video, you tagged us in a story, you posted on a story, you bought some shoes, you bought some clothes, you bought a hat. Whatever you did to support the gallery, even if you walked in and said hello, we're so thankful for you guys. We started this business with a couple dollars, a couple shoes, and we've grown it to a community that I can honestly say I'm very proud of. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys, understand that I'm being very transparent with you. If you have any other questions or you're looking to open up a business, it could be any kind of business, feel free to pull up, ask me, send us a DM, drop a comment below. We'll be happy to help you guys. Peace.